Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick video on the group spider event and just kind of some recommendations and best practices. So, kind of mentioned in the other videos, uh, hopefully you're in a guild that has, a external chat app like, Line or Discord, just because it makes it a whole lot easier to coordinate. The biggest thing when doing or planning attacks, like at the first couple levels doesn't really matter all that much, but once you get like to 25 plus, you really need to coordinate and make sure you have a bunch of people online. So one easy time to kind of choose is the start of the event. Usually what we try to do with Phoenix is get to like 25. It's a realistic goal. Swords will usually get to like 30 or 33, sometimes higher depending on the hero. But it all has to do with like the how many heavy hitters you have in your guild, and just how many people how much resources you're willing to put in the blessing. So I guess let's talk about the blessing for a hot second. So this kind of shows you right here actually what you want to focus on, right? So definitely power and siege, and the minion frenzy are definitely super important. This one you really only want to go up to 10, just because at 40 your portal could take quite a bit of damage. This one you absolutely want to go as high as you can. Obviously, you see it's 3,000 gems though to upgrade this, which is very expensive. So, but like if you want to like get to 40, you kind of have to contribute to these. I don't know. Someone actually went to this one, maybe probably because it just didn't donate gems or something. But you definitely don't ever want to donate to this one. So the important ones definitely are the time, obviously, because the more time you're in it, the more damage you can do. This one will give you cards faster, and then smash damage matters a lot. It depends how many people you have online, though. So, and when you do each attack. So how smash damage works is if you have 20 people online, each one of you will do that amount of smash damage. So that's why it's important to coordinate times to try to have as many people on as possible. And as you know, like with I'm sure if you're part of like a guild that has people from everywhere, global guild, then it's kind of hard to coordinate with time zones. That's why using like the spider timers or after this torch reset can kind of help you coordinate a time, right? So with Phoenix, I think we usually just do the main attack on when it starts, and then like the next 2 hours after that time, the next day is I think like when it coordinates. You kind of just want to set times where availability is high. I strong like if you're going anything past 26, you got to have at least 10 people online if you're even going to attempt it, and hopefully one of them is at least a heavy hitter just in case things get close. Also important, make sure that see we have 24 minutes left. I'm going to show you just like a strategy or how I think about the level just one time, and I'll waste one of my 41 toasts here. But typically you want to not go in when you only have 23 minutes left. You'd want to go in when you have plenty of time left, right? Right after the reset. So yeah, so blessings huge, guys. And then let's talk about the rewards a little bit. So you kind of want to gauge and go for like so. Of course, this matters how strong of members do you have in your guild, right? Do you have heavy hitters? Do you have people that can know to save the resources and are very resource efficient in your guild? Do you have good coordination? All those things matter. But basically, if you're kind of a more of a beginning guild, not I mean maybe intermediate. This is a great goal to set to 30, just because you'll get the legendary card for people who don't have it. Also, you'll get a 4-star artifact which helps you with like the arenas and stuff. It's a legendary one, so just a good mark, right? So this next one right here, in my opinion, is just not worth it, right? It takes quite a bit of damage. It's a significant amount of damage you'll have to do to get here, and the levels get a lot harder right after 30, right? So it's my recommendation if you can't make it to 36, because 36 would be definitely your next point because it has the 5-star artifact and the minion. If someone in your guild doesn't have the minion, and keep in mind if you can achieve these things, every member of the guild gets this, right? So that's 30 of you getting the legendary card, 30 of you getting the 5-star artifact. So it kind of factor that in because I know that the rewards on the solo definitely, are more appealing, but they're more appealing when they're way up here, right? So after 78 or 74, that's where you can get 74. You can get the 5-star artifact. And here, which is at beating 78, you can get the 5-star equipment that everybody wants, and the 20 spell points, and then of course the end game, which is way up here. But it's really there's only a few people, maybe in Elena events you'll get a higher number, but like 30 people at max that finish it out of everybody that plays the game. So it's just like learn your your balance, right? Understand your power, your guild's power, and kind of make coordination decisions based on that. That's my recommendation. Okay, so as far as decks, right? So for Elena, for group, here, let me go to group. Sorry, I'm not in group. All right, so for group and Elena, you'll see this is why I'm using this is because put Soul Leech in there for sure. If you're not doing like a permafreeze or like completely freezing, if you are doing a permafreeze, then get rid of her. But there's only a few times where you actually want to permafreeze, right? It's only when it's absolutely necessary, when you have a really terrible spider, and that's also why you need to save your scrolls, right? If you have like a pretty easy spider, you want to just use the fire scroll and then just get through some torches, because usually, I mean, if you get close to the end, you'll have anywhere between 50 to 65 torches to use, and a lot of times if you use them heavy amount of scrolls, you're not even utilizing a lot of that torch potential. So like levels that are easy that you can just use a fire scroll on, try to just use a fire scroll on. Ones that are miserable and you can barely do any damage or even get to the spider, that's where you'd want to invest using the scrolls, right? Which is also why you want to save them, right? So I have tried, so if you're at Lena Evo 2 with Spirit Call, there could be a use case to use this. It is a very strong spell. I have mine at a 12. But I still, because of this, the fact that we're in Bronze Week and we have nothing that really speeds up anything, I'm still going to use the statue just because it gets me out there faster, and that's kind of just like what I want to do. So Anubis is really good for a group because you have time to get a bunch of spiders out, which can then buff your Soul Leech and your Bloodstalker. Of course, you always need the essentials, which is your Valkyries, Magic Constructs, and then Fearless Leaders. Sometimes I swap those out for Amazons. If the level has like those spiders that multiply, a bunch of them, a bunch of like rows of them, I'll switch it out. But yeah, so then also make sure you equip the equipment and make sure you're not just selecting the best. Check to make sure that's actually the best. Movement speed is huge. So yeah, anyway, I just want to show you though, like, so, oh, and then another thing. So once you get into the higher levels, like we're in 36 right now. So what you want to kind of do is find out what your guild looks like. How many scrolls do they have? Like, what is that looking like? So what we'll usually do is send someone in, right, to test out the level, to see how bad it really is going to be, right? To see, should we go for it? Should we not? Should we wait? So just 1 second. And then, okay, and then, so, yep. And then you'll go into here. So you use a fire scroll at first. So once again, choose a land of least resistance. I should have definitely played this out first, which I did not. So you got picked up anyway. Oh, they're all getting picked up. This is just glorious. Oh, so this is just a wonderful level. Okay, so everything gets picked up in this level. And I have these spiders coming at me. Alright, so this is just a terrible level. So my guy would have got picked up anyway, so this just sucks. So as you can see, they get pretty hard as time goes on. So I'll probably say this is a level you may want to wait on. I mean, literally everything's just getting picked up constantly, including my everything. Just everything gets picked up. So this is a god-awful level. It's over, like we've already been in here for a minute, and I've basically done no damage at all, other than my smash damage. So this would be a level where I would say, okay, scroll intensive for sure. Like I'm literally going to do no damage. I just threw this on here, and he picked it up, and he picked up that. All right, this is just a god-awful spider. So I'm obviously not going to use resources, but this just shows you that, like, at higher level, this is going to be one where you're going to invest a lot of scrolls on because you can't do a whole lot of damage. My portal's probably going to even die, maybe even before this happens. But so far, I'm only out a fire scroll, and he lunges at the end too. Oh my god, this is like a terrible spider. Maybe the little middle lane might be a better option. I'm just going to let it die. It's not worth trying to save it, really. Maybe I'll throw that out there. Yeah, buy some time. Yeah. Anyway, so this just shows you though that this would be a good level to use quite a bit of amount of scrolls, like freezes and whatnot. Because you'll see I did absolutely nothing. I basically only did smash damage and hardly anything else. So this would be a level that's going to be difficult for us to beat, and we're going to have to wait and coordinate to make sure we have a lot online. But let's just say we've just beat 35. We're like, should we do another one? Don't just send everybody in there. Wait, have one person test it, be like, yep, this level's terrible. And then, you'll usually save up resources and then plan an attack later on. So that's kind of like just some tips that are hopefully helpful. And then I just wanted to take a brief second and say, so why is swords, why do swords win time after time, right? So yeah, a lot of it's this coordination. A lot of this is, we have a lot of 12s. We have a lot of people who have been playing this game for a long time and know these strategies and also know what like units to play and all that stuff, right? But to be honest, I mean, we also have, give me a second here. We also have the best player in the game, right? The most powerful. Orca has won every single solo event for the last year. I think he won every one of them. He, in our group battles, ever since 40, he used to like help out other guilds because we could get to 30 with no problem. And he's just a helpful guy, so he used to help us out. But take a look at this. So this guy used 3 torches, and here's his damage, right? 355,000 billion damage. 364 and 338, right? So over 1 billion damage, right? Over 1 billion damage with 3 scrolls. And like when we did the 53 billion, he must have done like 7 8 billion, right? So having like people like with this power, which I'm pretty sure Orca's the only one currently in the game that has this type of power. He finishes the solo usually first, and we finish the group first. It's like unheard of. So I know there's other strong guilds out there, that have a lot of strong players, but I mean, I don't see how Swords, unless we lose him, is not going to be on top because we're just getting stronger, being led by this guy, and we get to 40 every time, so we get all the 5-star artifacts. We all get more powerful. So I just wanted to do a shout out just because he isn't. It really is. He's really one of the main reasons we win. So anyway, hope this was helpful, guys. And enjoy. Happy New Year's, and let's have a good 2021.